Hello world! While I'm anxiously awaiting the beginning of my Appalachian Trail through hike, I thought I'd go over some frequently asked questions that I'm getting now, and I expect I will be getting as I hike the trail. Question number one is, what about your job? Well, the short answer to that is I quit so that I could hike the trail. The long answer is I actually thought I'd be able to keep my job while I was hiking the trail. I'd been talking to my manager about doing this for two and a half years. He seemed pretty supportive, was pretty confident I'd be able to get an unpaid leave of absence with the company. But when push came to shove and I submitted my leave of absence request, the higher up execs decided that they did not want to retain my services if I were to hike the trail. And so at that point I was pretty invested. In my head I'd already left. And so at that point, back to the short answer, I quit my job to hike the Appalachian Trail. And I don't mean to give the impression in any way that I'm bitter about this. I feel very fortunate to have worked for my company. I've had great colleagues. We've accomplished great things. It's been an overall very good place to be. In the end, they made a business decision. They said they didn't want to set a precedence that would encourage other people to use the leave of absence policy in similar ways. And there we are. Well, I think we beat that horse to death. As you can tell, it was a difficult decision for me. But on to question number 2. Why are you hiking from Maine to Georgia? Well, it is true. Most people do hike northbound from Georgia up to Maine. And in fact, my original plan and vision for this was to hike just that way, hiking north. But it came down to a question of dates and timing for me. Most people begin hiking from Georgia to Maine, going north, starting in February, March, maybe April. Whereas because Maine is so far north, where it's all cold and snowy and stuff, it usually doesn't open up until around June. So by waiting to start my hike until June and hike south, I'm able to earn a little bit more money, right? I'm quitting my job after all. I also have heard that the hike from Maine to Georgia going southbound is supposed to be tougher than going northbound. You start off with bigger mountains first. There's a higher dropout rate. It's supposed to be tougher, and I'm always up for a challenge. Question number 3. So you're just up and leaving your family and friends for 5 months to go sit in the woods? Well, the answer is yes, but that is a little more complicated of a question. I do recognize that I'm doing something that is a little bit selfish, something for me, but at the same time I'm very grateful, very thankful for my family, for my friends that are willing to support me in doing this. This is something I've been wanting to do since I was probably 12 years old. And I am very grateful for the support of my family. The last question number 4. Being that you quit your job, what are your plans for the future after the hike? Well, answer number 4 is I have no plans currently. And you know what? It kind of feels great. I feel light and unburdened at the prospects of not having a job, and I know I'll have plenty of time to figure it out on the trail or even after the trail. Thanks for watching. Wish me luck and that I don't die penniless and all alone. And we'll hopefully be climbing Mount Katahdin in June.